Hello, and welcome to another AASHTOWare project tutorial video. In this tutorial, we will be discussing recurring times. Recurring times are an optional but useful time feature in AASHTOWare project. One or multiple recurring times can be created as needed for each contract. This time type allows for the creation of a time schedule with planned or scheduled occurrences. The schedule is completely customizable to fit your needs. When the schedule has not been maintained or dates not properly entered, the recurring time will be flagged as a payment estimate exception. Using the project engineer, assistant resident construction engineer, or resident construction engineer role, select the contract administration link. Select your contract. Select the Contract Times tab. Locate the Recurring Time section at the bottom of the screen and click the Select Recurring Times button. Select the recurring time needed and click the Add to Contract Times button. Give the time description a new description. And save. Open the record by clicking the time ID. Select the Recurring Time Occurrences tab. Choose the frequency. For each frequency option, you must set the start date and end date to establish when to start and stop the occurrences. When selecting the daily frequency, you can choose how often in days the occurrence will be required after the start date. When selecting the monthly frequency, you are able to select the date each month when the recurring time is required. Or you can use the relative date to select the specific week and day of the week for each month. If you use the frequency of once, you get to select a one-time planned occurrence. If you select the weekly frequency, you get to select how often the event occurs in weeks, and you also get to set the specific day of the week. For demonstration purposes, we want to use the weekly frequency. We will set the start and end date. We will also schedule the occurrence to take place every week on Friday. After saving, you can now see the time schedule has been established. We must now activate the record by going to the General tab. Set the effective date to today's date. Set the status to active and save. Navigate back to the Contract Administration Time screen. Expand your recurring time record. As you can see, the planned occurrence dates are also located here. When one of the planned occurrences has occurred, enter the date and save. If a planned occurrence was late or is missing a date and occurred before a payment estimate period end date, it will show up as an estimate exception. The estimate exception can be overridden. Alternatively, the date can be entered and the estimate exceptions can be recalculated to remove the exception. If you no longer need to use the recurring time you set up, you can enter an expiration date and save. If a recurring time was created by mistake, it can be deleted by selecting the row action menu, clicking delete, and saving. This concludes this tutorial. If you have any questions about recurring times, please contact the AASHTOWare project administrator. Have a good day.